My name is Ana Villavicencio, and I am the Regional Manager for Education USA, covering the Andean region. For those that are not very familiar with Education USA, Regional Managers, also known as REACs, we give you a little bit more of a regional perspective of what is going on in different parts of the world. And also we work very closely with advisors and embassies in our regions, helping them implement Education USA. So it's a pleasure having you all today. One of the first things I'm going to ask you, if you notice in the participant list, you see that there's tons of Gineth Victoria Barrera. That's Vicky, and that's because she sent you a direct link. But we really appreciate if you can change your name on Zoom to your real name, not Vicky's name. So that way we know who you are. So we're going to start with a presentation. Vicky, are you going to share the screen, or do you want me? You're going to share the screen.
Yes.
Perfect. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a regional overview of regional in the sense of Colombia, or national overview in this case, because we're going to focus on Colombia. The goal of this session is, of course, to give you a sense of why you should come to Colombia, and especially why you should come to our STEM tour that will happen in early spring 2026. So we will also have some time to discuss more details and questions that you may have about that tour. But to begin, we're just going to give you a little bit of a national overview of Colombia. And then I'm going to ask the advisors from the different cities to talk to you about their city so that you understand why the STEM tour specifically is going to those specific cities. Before we begin, I also want to acknowledge that we have not the whole Education USA Colombia team, but a very good number of advisors that are here with us today. So if the advisors can quickly introduce yourself, name, and where you are located so that our colleagues know.
Yes, hi, good morning, everyone. I can start. My name is Victoria. I'm the Education USA Fair Coordinator. I'm based here in Bogota, Colombia, and I'm the one coordinating the STEM tour in the entire circuit. Nice to meet you all.
Next.
Hi, everyone. This is Samuel from Bogota, Colombia. And then I'm one of the advisors along with Vicky and Laura. We are the three here based in Bogota. Thank you for being here.
Hello, this is Brita Mosquera. I'm based in Cali, one of the first stop for this STEM tour. And you will hear more about Cali and myself shortly. Thank you for being here.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andrea Davila from Manizales. So I will tell you about Manizales after Rita tells you about Cali. Thank you for being here.
Hi, everyone. This is Tatiana Fontalvo. I am located in Barranquilla, and you are more than welcome in my city whenever you need it.
Hello, everyone. I am Marta Roman from Armenia in the coffee growing region as well. I will be supporting Andrea in the STEM tour here in Eje Cafetero, and she will be talking about the region specifically that you usually visit. I have hosted here in Armenia the STEM tour before, and I see familiar faces there on the screen. So welcome, everyone, and thank you.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm Carlos Orrego. I am from Pereira, and we will be very happy to have you here in our city as well. See you then.
And last but not least.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sandra. I am based in Medellin. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm based here in Medellin, and well, lovely to be here today. Thank you very much for coming. And again, to remind you guys, please change your name. We have a lot of Victorias in the room, so please change your name so like that we can feel a little bit closer to you and get to see who you are.
Thank you, and I'm sorry I didn't see you, Laura.
Hi everyone, how are you? A little bit sick today, so sorry for the voice. Nice to meet you, everyone. I work here in Bogota. I'm based in Bogota with Samuel and Victoria. And well, very welcome here to receive you in Bogota.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. This is our great team. And again, just echoing what Sandra said, I know we're apologizing for giving you a link that shows you as a Victoria Barrera, but if you can change your name on Zoom so that we know the institution you're from and your name, that would be really helpful for us. Okay, so let's get started. A little bit about recruiting in Colombia. Next slide. So just in general, if you are completely new to Colombia, Colombia has a large population, over 50 million Colombians. The US is the #1 trading partner, so economically there's a strong ties with Colombia. There is a free trade agreement that is in place since 2012. And you should also know that the Colombian government for many years has had a public policy to improve English language and bilingualism in Colombia. So this is a priority for the country. Some of the main activities, economic activities in the country are oil, agriculture, mining, tourism, and the most exported products to the US, this is no surprise, coffee, but also petroleum, gold, and coal briquettes. There is economic growth in the cocoa industry and productive entrepreneurships, agriculture, and any type of sustainability business. Next slide, please. So these numbers, of course, are outdated because, as you know, the Open Doors report comes out every November. So we're showing you the Open Doors report, the last Open Doors report that is available to the public, that shows mobility from the academic years 2023, 2024. However, we still think that this is valuable for you to know that there are over 10,000 Colombian students studying in the US. In the Andean region, that this is definitely the country that sends the most students to the US. And even though, like I said, these numbers, of course, are outdated, the new numbers for Open Doors come out next week on Monday, and that will be for the academic year 2024-2025. I foresee that it's still going to be a positive development of mobility of Colombian students studying in the US. I'm going to talk a little bit about the challenges as well, so that you're aware of why perhaps there's not like a dramatic increase of Colombians studying in the US, but there's definitely interest. Next slide. So looking at the report that Open Doors puts forward, there's just a couple of things that I want to point out. In Colombia, different from the rest of the Andean region, you see that there is about the same amount of interest in undergraduate studies and graduate studies. So it's a market for both recruitment. You do have very strong universities in Colombia, so some Colombian students continue to choose to stay and study in Colombia and then invest in studying abroad for their graduate programs. And another point that I want to make is that if you see where Colombians are studying, they're studying mainly at doctoral universities. And the reason for this is because of international rankings. So, in this part of the world, when students are trying to make a decision, they look at rankings and see what are the highly ranked institutions and choose those. However, we know that that's not necessarily the best way to go about choosing your institution. So one of the things that EducationUSA does is try to explain to Colombians how to identify your best fit. And this is why the STEM tour or you visiting Colombia helps us open the Colombian students' mind and understand that there's tons of other institutions that are viable options for them. Next slide. So very briefly about education in Colombia. You have over 13,000 schools, 111 private bilingual schools. So there's more private schools in Colombia, of course, but bilingual, 111. and 45% of those are in Bogota. However, even though, you know, a school might not be considered a bilingual school, you still see a lot of institutions where students have strong English skills. Some of the areas that students are interested in studying are business, accounting, law, psychology, engineering, and STEM careers in general. That's why we have the STEM tour. And the higher education usually lasts, if students are studying in Colombia, it's about 4 to 5 years, your career. And the areas of interest are engineering, business, law, as the most popular. And there is a requirement for English proficiency for graduation. However, of course, English levels are still one of the challenges that we face in Colombia. Next slide. Victoria, thank you. So this is just, I'm gonna skip this because I want to make sure that everybody has time to speak. So let's go here. Just so that you know a little bit of who are these stakeholders in higher education, specifically in Colombia, that you should be aware of. So of course, the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Science and Technology, those are key aspects. Science and technology linked a lot to graduate studies. In the past, they used to give a lot of PhD scholarships to study abroad. Right now, that's a little bit stalled, but we hope that in the future that might continue to take place. You have SENA, which is a very interesting network of technical schools in Colombia. So if you are a community college, this is a perfect partner, or a university that's interested in more technical degrees. It's a very sophisticated network where, you know, in the past, the US government has worked very closely with this network. You have ISATEX, which is the government entity that gives loans mainly, and also manages some diplomatic scholarships, but the main purpose of it is our loans, student loans. And right now, again, this is a little bit stalled, and I will explain a little bit of why that is, but it is an institution that is very important for you to know when we're talking about higher education. Colfuturo is an NGO that offers loan scholarships for students that are interested in studying graduate studies in Colombia. So the student gets a loan first, and then if the student after graduating does certain things, like for example, returning to Colombia, but not to Bogota, to another city, working for certain areas, they can get that loan changed to a scholarship. So it's a very interesting way of financing graduate studies. It's not a full funding type of experience, but it helps if you're offering partial funding support, then Colombians have access to this mechanism. And the good news is that we have an Education USA Center inside Colfuturo. So we have a trained person that can help students navigate studies in the US. And then finally, Colombia Challenge Your Knowledge is a network of local universities that are interested in internationalizing and building relationships with the US. So if you are interested in that as well, in building partnerships with Colombian universities, that is one of the main contacts that you should be aware of. Next slide.
1 second, Anna, because I have like a problem with my screen. So Laura is going to share her screen now.
Thank you. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the challenges that Colombians face when thinking about studying in the US. So one of them is the economic situation in Colombia. They have to deal with inflation, and so everything is a lot more expensive than it was in the past. A weak peso against the dollar. So again, it's a lot more expensive to send your kid to study in the US. And there's a little bit less funding opportunities that the Colombian government used to offer specifically for graduate programs. This is something temporary, at least this is how I see it, because we are in a transition of governments. We're entering an election year in Colombia. Please, do you want me to share the screen? I can share the screen if that's easier.
Sorry, Anna, I don't know what happened. Just let me check. Give me a second.
So as I was saying, one of the challenges is the funding. So you see that. You see that a lot, that Colombians are very conscious of the price of studying abroad, and so they're looking for more affordable options. They still want to study abroad. It's just finding financially viable options. And you see parents making a lot more efforts in sending their kids to study abroad and studying in the US. Even though it's challenging economically, they feel that studying outside will open a lot more opportunities to their kids and give them a more stable environment. Because right now, as I mentioned, it is an election year in Colombia. And I'm sure you've seen the news. There's a little bit of back and forth between presidents in the US and Colombia. And so there is that is causing, of course, a little bit of a tense environment, but also the Colombian president moving away from to an election time obviously causes a lot of instability in the country. And so a lot of parents are opting to maybe send their kids and study abroad instead of studying in Colombia like they probably would have in the past. So you see a lot more of that. So it's kind of like, yes, the economy is a challenge, but at the same time, the political and social environment is a challenge that is causing an opportunity for parents and young professionals to study abroad, if that makes sense. One thing that we see a lot is a strong marketing from other study destinations. And that is something that we're trying to tackle as Education USA, because obviously studying in the US, when we talk about financial situation, might be expensive in some places, but there's this idea that it's expensive everywhere. And that's not necessarily the truth. They think like studying in Europe is cheaper, always cheaper than in the States. Yes, of course, in Europe, the master's degree are 1 year, for example, so it is cheaper that way, but not necessarily, you can find options in the US that are also economically viable. So we do see quite a bit of that, countries that are promoting their destinations aggressively. That's why you visiting, you engaging with us, engaging with Colombian students is key. Traditional careers is a challenge. Why am I putting this here? Is because Latin American students in general, they have a very narrow view of what careers are out there. And so they are maybe asking you about medicine, but not necessarily interested in being doctors, but they just don't know better. Or they want to be engineers, but they don't really want to be engineers. They just don't know any better. They think that those are the careers that they need to get in order to be financially stable. So one of the things that we need to do is explain to them all the different careers and where they lead to if you study in the States. And finally, the cost of programs, of course, versus US, again, financially is expensive. And not only that, but applying to US institutions is expensive. More and more, a TOEFL exam these days is unattainable for many students. Next slide. So again, we want you to come to Colombia. You need to come to Colombia. You need to help us explain to students why they should choose the US. And there's a couple of things that I want you to be mindful about, especially because you see the news, and the news sometimes are giving you an idea that it might be not a good idea to travel, right? First of all, it is an election year. As I mentioned, there is a little bit of instability politically because of that. We're managing this. We have taken this into consideration when we're planning the STEM tour, and everything, is going to be fine. But of course, you see a lot of news things happening, things that presidents say that they wouldn't say otherwise, other than, for political positions and movements, because it is an election year in Colombia. The security situation in Colombia is of concern, of course. Yes, we have seen more instances, perhaps, of violent situations in Colombia compared to other years. But again, we have, analyzed the situation at length with the U.S. Embassy in Colombia, and we are welcoming you here in Colombia. We wouldn't tell you to come if we didn't think that it was safe for you to do so. And that's also why We are talking here about Cali, Manizales, and Bogota because these cities, we have chosen these cities because they're great recruitment destinations, and also because we know that you're going to have a very nice time and a very safe time if you join us with the STEM tour. So I'm going to leave it there and then pass the microphone again to Vicky so that,
Yes, Anna.
yeah.
Thank you very much, and thank you everyone for being here with us. Oh, Anna, we have this additional slide. I don't know if you want to add something else or just move forward.
Yeah, let's move. Maybe at the end I can mention that. I know that we're kind of late, so I want to make sure that the rest of the advisors have time to talk about their cities, which is more important.
Okay, thank you, Anna. So thank you for all the information that you have shared. It's like the general overview of the country. But now we would like to give you some insights and very important information for each of the steps that we will be visiting. Not only the numbers and the key information, but also the agenda that we will have. So this is the tour that we will have in February. First of all, we will go to Cali in February 23rd. That will be the date of our fair in that city. Then we will go to Manizales on Wednesday, February 25th. And finally, we will come here to Bogota and we will have our fair here on Saturday. In a few seconds, they will share the full agenda or the specific agenda for each of the cities. So first, Cali, Brita.
Hello, thank you.
Do you want me to play the video?
Just let me say hello, everybody. My name is Brita Mosquera. I am based in Cali, capital of Valle del Cauca. Take that into account. Capital del Valle del Cauca. And now let's play the video and learn more about this beautiful city.
Hi, my name is Brita Mosquera. I am the Education USA Advisors in Cali, Colombia, and I would like to invite you to discover this amazing city. Cali is full of life, energy, and opportunities. It's the third largest city in Colombia, and it's a great place for education. We have 18 universities and 7 leading bilingual schools that offer very strong programs that prepare our students for global connections. Every year, more students reach strong English levels and show interest in technology, science, and innovation. Many schools now include robotics and creative projects in STEM that inspire students to think big. Cali is also known because of the warm weather all year and because it's the world capital of salsa. So I invite you to come to Cali and enjoy our STEM Tour 2026 Education USA. Come here.
So this is Cali, capital of Valle del Cauca, the main city of the southwestern Colombia and the third biggest city of the country. Okay, one of the most industrialized economies, and is home of major manufacturing, agribusiness, and logistic companies based in the Valle del Cauca in general. Next slide, please. In terms of education, I already mentioned some key issues, some key facts. Just a reminder that we have 7 IB certified schools and 18 private schools in Cali report 100% of their high school graduates reaching B1 or higher level in our national English exam known as Prueba Saber. Okay, we also can be identified as a hub for universities. We have 18 universities that makes Cali definitely a place where many students look for their undergraduate, master's, and PhD. And there is an opportunity for you to offer, as Anna mentioned previously, other careers different than the common ones that our people commonly know. Next slide, please. So why Cali? Cali is known because it's close, only 2 hours from our main port,
is the Buenaventura port that is located near the Pacific Ocean, and that serves us to connect the Pacific with the Andean region. Okay, that's why Cali is known as a hub for industries, and you can find companies here like Johnson & Johnson, Cargill, Unilever, and many others. Cali is also, and the Valle del Cauca is also known because of the crop, the sugar crop cultivos, no, sugar crops, and we produce sugar, we produce rum, and also biofuel. So if you have a port, you have this big crop, we have a high level of English, definitely this region needs more professionals prepared in STEM areas like science, like technology, like all the things that are moving from the actual reality to a better reality. Okay, so let's move to the next slide, please. Okay. Also, Anna mentioned some information about the security situation. In Cali, it's also a big city that has been facing some challenges. Remember that I always say in Cali, Valle del Cauca. And the reason why you can see it on the map, we are next to the Cauca region. Okay, it's another department, it's another state. And in that area, you can understand we have been seeing some isolated security issues. Okay, but Cali remains a safe city with business, with education, with universities. Everything is going on smoothly in our city. Also, it's important to understand that Cali is a wide, long, and stretched city that is developed from north to south. Okay, you and your hotel is located in the north part of the city. You will be staying at the Marriott Hotel, a nice hotel located in one of the more nice neighborhoods in the north of the city, close to restaurants, to places like Plazoleta Jairo Varela. You will see it in a minute. And that's the same place where at the hotel we will run the main fair. Okay, what are we planning for you if you're coming here? On Monday morning, we are planning to have a breakfast, a networking breakfast with school counselors and ODIs. Then we will move to a school located also in the north part of the city to have a mini fair. Probably we will invite some other schools that are located close to that big one school. It's an Ivy school. Then we will come back to the hotel. You will have some free time for lunch and get ready for the main and big fair at the Marriott Hotel. The idea is to have the fair from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Of course, in our inviting and all the promotion material that we are preparing, we are not only inviting students from schools, but also inviting students from our universities who are seeking probably for a master or PhD, that I'm pretty sure you will have offers and alternatives for them. Okay, so this is the main idea of the agenda. Of course, you will receive more information getting close to the date. So let's move for the next slide, please. So this is Plazoleta Jairo Varela. I just wanted to end with this image. If you saw the video, you also saw me there. If you go, and this Plazoleta is very close to the hotel. Okay, it's a 10 minutes walk at least. And if you go under those bells, you can listen to salsa, okay? Salsa from Jairo Varela, okay? He was very famous. So my final invitation for you is that Cali is a great city. It's a safe city for you. We are waiting for you. We are warm people, energetic, dynamic, and definitely we are very happy to have you here, and I hope I can see you all very soon. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Virita. Yeah, we are willing to have you here in Cali. We have plenty of activities planned for you. So if you can include that stuff in your tour, that would be great. So now we will go to the Eje Cafetero region. Andrea, I think you're here with us.
Yes, of course. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. So again, my name is Andrea Davila, EducationUSA advisor from Manizales. So I will tell you about the coffee region, Manizales, Pereira, and Armenia. You already met our advisors from those cities. So I will tell you about the coffee region in general. The coffee region is a cultural and geographical area of Colombia, mainly made up of the departments of Caldas, Risaralda, and Quindío. We call departments what it is for like the states. And the capital cities of those departments are Manizales, Pereira, and Armenia. It's very important to take into account that these three cities are very close in distance to each other. So you will come to the STEM tour in Manizales, but we will have students from all over the coffee region. So the coffee region was declared a UNESCO Coffee Cultural Landscape in 2011, and coffee production is very important in our cities. Please, next slide. Okay, so Manizales will be the host city of the coffee region for the STEM tour in 2026. So I want to tell you that Manizales is known as the University City, and we have just received an award, the ONU Habitat LATAM 2025, as the best city in Latin America. So this is one huge reason why you should come to Manizales, because one thing that is very significant and relevant for us is that our city is very safe. Yes. And we are known for our quality of life, and the university life. It's very important in our city. So I will tell you about numbers. So here in the coffee region, we have more than 20 universities, more than 290 public schools, more than 150 private schools. We are talking about the capital cities. If we include towns of the department, so these numbers will be higher. We have more than 5 IB certified schools. In the STEM area in 2024, we had more than 63,000 enrollments. In undergraduate programs, we had more than 44,000 enrollments in undergraduate programs. And in master's and doctoral programs, we had more than 2,700 enrollments. Okay, so here you can see the three cities. I don't know if you can see my, where I am clicking. Okay, this is Armenia. That's Manizales, and that's Pereira. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so I will show you what you will do in our coffee region. We have a very special plan for you. So you will start on February 24th. You will arrive at the airport of Pereira. We chose Pereira because they have a bigger airport, an international airport, and you have the opportunity to go to a very special place where you will live and experience the coffee culture. So the first day in the coffee region, you will have the opportunity to do a coffee tour and have a typical snack and networking with high school counselors and local universities. So I will show you a video of the experience you can have at Finca El Café in Santa Rosa de Cabal in the coffee region. Okay, so we really want you to explore the coffee experience you will have every day in Colombia. The days that you are in Colombia, you are going to have networking activities in bilingual schools, in universities, but this experience will be great for you. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, that day you will travel to Manizales, and the next day we will have a networking breakfast with counselors from bilingual schools and a fair with students from bilingual schools of Manizales. That's in the morning. After that, we will have a networking lunch with representatives from universities of the city. The idea is to have that networking lunch in the hotel where you will stay, and in the evening we will have the STEM Tour fair in Universidad de Caldas. It's very important to highlight that Universidad de Caldas has more than 13,000 students, and there we have the first faculty of artificial intelligence in Colombia and Latin America. So it's very important. And it's also very important to highlight that we will have students from Manizales, but also from Armenia and from Pereira, that are the other cities of the Coffee region. So we will have a lot of attendees. Next slide. Next. Okay, and I want to show you some examples of students from the Coffee region who are studying in the United States or who already finished their studies in the United States. These are some samples because we have a lot of more examples, and as you can see there, we have students in many different states. So we have Arizona, Illinois, Iowa, Indiana, Florida, Nebraska, and those are very talented students. As I mentioned before, Manizales is known as the university city. So we have students from all over Colombia, and there are many students who are interested in study abroad, but most of them are interested in studying in the United States specifically. Okay, so come and take advantage of our talent here in the region. Next. So welcome to Manizales, the city of open doors. I hope you can come and explore, experience the coffee culture and the talent of our students. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Andre. We are really excited about having Manizales as one of our stops, especially because it's not only Manizales, as Andre mentioned, but also because we will have all the coffee region joining us. And as Anna mentioned through the chat, we also have buses coming from Armenia, from Pereira, and from all the cities around the city, from Manizales. So we will have students from the entire region. And also something that I think Andre mentioned is that our fair in Manizales, the fair venue is going to be an university. So definitely we will have a lot of people interested in graduate programs as well. So now moving forward to Bogota, that's our last stop, and then we will finish our webinar. So here's with us Samuel. Samuel, the floor is yours.
Yes, hi everyone again. So this is Samuel based in Bogota, and then so can we just watch a little short video that we did for you guys?
Hello, welcome to Bogota, the city that is 2,600 meters closer to the stars. On February the 28th, we invite you to enjoy this dynamic city as part of the STEM Tour 2026 organized by EducationUSA. Bogota has become one of Latin America's leading hubs for STEM education. We have more than 900 students enrolled in STEM programs and more than 120 higher education institutions. This city is home to a growing pool of future researchers, scientists, and engineers. And let me tell you, the demand for international education in this country is very high. In fact, Colombia ranks 17th globally and the second one in the region after Brazil in sending students to the US. So we have thousands and thousands of the students seeking to further their education in the United States of America and specifically in the STEM fields. On February the 28th, you'll have a chance to meet with eager undergraduate and graduate students, as well as school counselors and international office delegates from local universities, all of them looking to connect with universities like yours. Bogota is full of energy and innovation. Your participation in the STEM Tour will put your university in the heart of one of the most exciting educational landscapes in Latin America. Don't miss it. We wait for you.
So thank you so very much. So the idea is that we are at the last stop, but not least. And then, as you know, Bogota is the capital city. And in this city, we have, according to the last statistics, we have more than 900,000 students enrolled in the STEM programs. And then also some of the top universities in Colombia, in South America for STEM fields, which I mentioned some of them here. National University, which is a public university. Andes, Savannah, Javeriana universities are also part of a group of some of the most prestigious universities in the country and in South America. And per year, we have almost 80,000 students who graduate from pretty much these programs. From the interest, this is just to show you the interest that students have in Colombia, or in specifically in Bogota, for STEM programs. Next, please. Okay, and then just so you to know, what I just talked about was also the interest for those of you who are offering graduate programs. But what about those of you who are also offering undergraduate programs? We have more than 50 accredited bilingual schools, which is a trend in Bogota, for schools to become bilingual. We have more than 14 schools that are internationally accredited schools. And of those schools, 60% of the Colombia's IB schools are located in Bogota. Why do I mention this and why is this important? Because that shows the type of the students that we have that have strong English level, that are very, very strong in academics, but also that are familiar, some of them are familiar with the APs or the IB curriculum that shows a lot of academic rigor. Next. So what's going to happen when you come to Bogota? You're going to be traveling to our city on February the 26th. And then that very night, we're going to have a networking cocktail with key members of the academic STEM field. And this very exact networking event is going to be pretty much for those of you offering graduate programs, because we're going to be bringing international office representatives from local universities, faculty members, prospective students, Fulbright, Futuro, and we will also, for the first time, we're going to include top students from STEM programs in different universities. Then on the 27th, we're gonna have an early networking breakfast at Rochester School. And the idea is that over there, we're gonna be joined by other counselors, high school counselors in that breakfast. Then we're gonna have a little session, a panel discussion for you to be answering questions from counselors. This is gonna be something fun because it's a very good opportunity for you to talk about what's happening in the States, pretty much what are the trends. There are many, many questions from counselors at this point about education in the US, changes, trends, and everything that has to do with pretty much what's in the move of education in the States. And then to finish up in that school, in Rochester School, in the morning, we're going to have, let's say, mini fair or a fair with students from that school and other visiting schools. Just to let you know, this structure or this model has been very, very popular. Instead of us moving from school to school, what we've done is we've been inviting schools to come over, and that saves us time, and it's really, really very strategic. Then on February the 28th, we're going to have the STEM Fair open to the public, which is a Saturday. That's going to be from 10 to 1. It's going to be done at a school, Gimnasio Moderno School. Next.
So thank you, Samuel. I think that's everything about Bogota. So now I would like to share with you a very short testimonial of one of our representatives that usually join us in this fair. This is Thomas Opio. He represents Arizona State University. He is going to share with us how it has been like the experience joining us during the fair.
Hello everybody, this is Thomas. I am with Kaplan. I am here to talk to you guys about the EducationUSA STEM Tours, which I've participated in several times. They have been excellent. The quality of students have been also even better. We've been able to have students matriculate that we've recruited. In addition to that, the support that we've received every single time from the team in Colombia, from EducationUSA, has been even better. From translators, anything that we've needed, even helping us craft our strategy to recruit in Colombia. So I'm sending this message in hope to see you guys at the upcoming STEM tour in Colombia.
Okay, so just to finish this webinar, I would like to share with you the registration fee and what it's included. So for each of the cities, it will include the fair, the main fair, which we have shared with you. And it is for recruiting not only undergraduate, but also graduate students. You will be able to have up to 2 representatives from your institution joining us in all of the activities, the fair and the parallel activities that we will have in each of the stops. It also includes the visits to the high schools, all the networking activities that we will have, all the school visits, university visits that we will have in each of the stops. By the end of the fair, we will share with you the local leads that we will have, not only from the people attending the fair, but also the people who joined before the fair, even if they didn't go to the fair. So if you were not able to talk to all of them, which I think it's going to be very difficult because we will have plenty of students, we will also share with you the entire list of them. We will give you full logistical support. We usually share with you 2 documents. One of them is the primary information package with all the flight suggestions and the hotel that we recommend to just stay on, and also like the information of shipping information where you can send your boxes, and like everything you may need to have the best experience during our tour. And also you will have the support of all the EducationUSA advisors in each of the cities. And we will share with you also the contact information of the representatives from local universities that you will meet during the networking events, and also the high school counselors that will be joining us in the different activities that we will have. And I think one of the most important things is that when you join our fair, you're not going only to the fair itself, but also this fair is very well known in the entire country because we have a national level visibility through social media. This is also a fair supported by the US Embassy. So people that join our fair, the students that go, they really trust in the universities that are joining us, and you will have an entire reach throughout the entire country, because also we have some press releases and some things also in social media. We are talking about over 1 million reach every month through our social media. So when you join our fair, we will be also sharing information or showcasing your institution through our social media. This is the price of each of the stops. The registration fee for Cali is $850. And for Bogota also, it's the same price, $850. And for Manizales, it's $750. You can join the 3 of the stops, but if you want to join only 1 or 2, you can do it as well. So that's all the information that we had for you today. The last invitation is to join us in our official channels. We have this email, which is the one that I have been sending you emails. I will share the video of this webinar, also the information of the agenda and the link for pre-registration in case you're interested. So far, we are just managing. I think there was a question through the chat about that. Now we have a pre-registration link, but hopefully in a couple of weeks, we will have the official fair portal open so you can register officially and also move forward with the payment and everything that you may need. But so far, the pre-registration link, it's enough, and it's the way to guarantee that you have a spot in each of the stops. Also, this is our Instagram account. I think Birita is going to help me sending you the links through the chat so you can access and follow us in Instagram, also in LinkedIn, where you will be able to get to know a little bit more about our country and the market here in a region as well. And this is the WhatsApp exclusively for you, the representatives from universities in the United States. In case you have any question, you can reach out through that channel and I'll be there to answer any question. And this QR code is, if you read this QR code, you're going to land into the website, the Google site that we have exclusively for you as well, where you will have the statistics that we share with you today, some videos, some testimonials, and also some channels that we offer for you in case you want to have a best reach in our country. We have many different formats for you to showcase your institution. We are willing to do so to help you to reach more students in our country. So I saw that we had some questions through the chat, but I think all of them have been solved.
Yeah, I've been trying to answer questions as they came. I'm not sure if I missed any, but in case anybody else has more questions, we do have some minutes left over. If you have any questions about the tour or Colombia, we tried to pack in a lot of information for you, so apologies if it was too quickly or we had to rush through some things. Any other questions? You're welcome. We do hope that you join us. If it's not for the STEM tour, engage with us, please. We need your help in making sure that students are choosing the US as their destination, and understanding that it's still a very good destination with lots of things to offer. Please send me, thank you. One quick question. You mentioned, you mentioned it was extremely difficult to especially access the TOEFL exam. Not necessarily access. You do have TOEFL test centers everywhere, but the TOEFL exam has been increasing in its cost throughout the region. It was already pretty pricey to begin with. I'm not sure what's the cost in Colombia specifically, 200, if anybody can help me. Over 200 and no?
250 something, yes. It's
250 something. It's really expensive for a Colombian that earns in pesos to take this exam, plus all the other application costs that are involved in, getting an acceptance to a U.S. institution. So it's definitely a concern of a lot of students. And, if you're doing graduate programs, you have to take the GRE, which is a similar cost. The SATs is obviously a lot less, but, it just adds up. So I use the TOEFL as an example because I know it's definitely one of the most popular exams that students take, but because of the cost, we are seeing this as an obstacle. Is there any way to get a list of the private schools in Bogota? Maria, I think you can contact Samuel and Laura, and they can talk to you a little bit more on how to best engage with some of the private schools, and depending on your profile, what private schools will be a good match for you to consider. There you go. Thank you for sharing the emails. And again, we will be sharing with you the recording and the slides.
Anna, I think there is another question. Is there still an opportunity for English language programs to recruit students from Colombia?
Yes, English language programs, there's definitely interest. One of the challenges that we do have with English language programs is if your program is only offering or, is going through a B1, B2 visa. Because the wait times for a B1, B2 visa in Colombia, there continue to be really long since the pandemic. We haven't been able to lower very much the wait time for B1, B2s. So that is definitely an obstacle for English language programs that usually are short and they go with a B1, B2. So that's something to take into consideration, but interest in Colombia for English language programs, for sure. There's tons. And especially I think it is a good idea if you're offering for young professionals English with a purpose, you know what I mean? Like English for lawyers, English for business, English like that. I think that is something that is easier as well for students to understand that that's something that will help them in their careers. Is there still an opportunity for, is there a way to get a list? No. I think that's it. Do you send registration lists of students to HEIs that attend? Yes, Vicky, we send the lists as soon as the fair is over. We will send you the lists of the students that registered and attended the fairs in the cities that you participated. Okay. When is the deadline for registration? Do we have a deadline for registration for the tour?
Yes, we do. It's January. I think it's by the last week of January, but we highly recommend to register as soon as possible because we have limited available spots in each of the cities because of the fair venues. So it's like the first conference there. Yeah, so it's better if you do it as soon as possible. But it's January, the deadline.
When does registration open? Yeah, Catherine, we are waiting. As I mentioned, we're merging into a new fair portal for EducationUSA. And right now, so we are almost ready to launch the new portal and allow you to register for this fair and any other upcoming EducationUSA fairs worldwide. And we hope to have the registration open by the end of the month or early December. So that's why if you put your name on the pre-registration that Vicky shared, it helps us making sure that you're aware that you need to register now officially for the tour. How about F visas? What are the wait times? In general, of course, we did see some delays this year because of the new vetting process that was established. We did see some delays, but in general, in Colombia, F1 visas are a priority. So students don't have to wait a long time for their visas. In general, we don't have cases of students that miss their semester because of visa issuances. But of course, we recommend students to get their appointments as soon as they get their I-20 and they're ready because high season. It is a country that sends a lot of students to the US. So of course, there's a lot of demand, especially in the summer. Have you seen any changes in acceptance and rejections? We have seen, I think it's at this point is anecdotal. In some cases, we have seen some rejections of F1s. We have also heard that there is a lot of students, again, because the B1, B2 the wait time is so long that there's been a misuse of F1 visas, and that's why there's been more scrutiny on F1 applications, just making sure that they're legitimately looking to study in the US. So we have seen some increases, but nothing that is of concern, like maybe in other parts of the world, but not in Colombia. All right. Well, I think we're out of time. So I hope, again, if you have any questions, reach out to us. And if you have questions about the tour or anything, make sure to talk to Vicky. She is the one that knows all the ins and outs about the tour. And we do hope to see you in Colombia. You're going to have a great time at the STEM tour. We really want to make sure that you see the greatness that Colombia offers. Thanks again for joining us. And yes, we hope to see you soon.